Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys. My name is Joseph. Today, we're doing a reaction to a band I've never heard of called IMMINENCE with the song Chasing Shadows, and it's a double. Second song, Alleviate. It's the official music video, so let's get right into it. I have no expectations. I don't know what to expect from this. It's been requested a lot. Let's see what this is all about. I know it's a band with already a history of albums, so I'm just going to jump in. I'm going to assume it's probably in a death metal, mellow death metal kind of a sound. But let's see what happens. Be prepared. If you're new to this channel and you're a fan of this band, I like to speak my mind, and I try to be respectful when I speak my mind.
I fear the end has just begun, as darkness festers in my heart. I know I can't go on chasing shadows in the dark.
That bass player looked like he was from Orbit Culture. He has the same kind of haircut, the same kind of headbang. Maybe it is him. Maybe he's somehow connected.
I've been searching for a remedy between the devil and the deep blue sea. Say the words and you will set me free before the sky is falling down on me. Takes my hand.
So yeah, it's definitely death metal, with a kind of yeah, like a more modern sound to it, with the softer vocals. I don't have much to say yet. Just kind of want to say a couple of my thoughts, and at the same time, so the video doesn't get blocked. So let's just kind of keep going. I want to hear a little bit more.
And guide me through the valley of shadow of death. Hold on to heaven. Hold on to heaven. I fear the end has just begun, as darkness festers in my heart. I know I can't go on chasing shadows in the dark.
Yeah, I can't particularly say that this is bad. But in the most respectful way, I've heard this all before so far. You know that like these bands, I think we all have these bands in our repertoire, our catalogs, or whatever you want to call it, whether it be movies, even video games. We have certain bands that just completely stand out and encapsulate us and capture us, and they are just like everything to us. They're the best kind of examples. And then there's bands which you kind of know where they stand, and you enjoy them, and you like listening to them, and you're a fan of them, but you know they don't stand above the rest. And so far, this would seems like to me with this particular song, especially after hearing things like Bellacore, hearing Insomnium, like all these other bands you guys introduced me to, and along with the ones I kind of grew up with, being Death and Monomarth. One of my favorite bands is, I'm trying to remember the name, Arion, with their album Construality. You know, it's like it sounds very similar.
I feel it crawling underneath my skin. In the dark I hear them whisper from the shadows calling out my name. Feel the fire going down in flames. Takes my hand and guide me through the valley of shadow of death.
I am a sucker for those kinds of moments where it's a nice and soft melodic part kicked into this kind of more intense moments with a melodic guitar in the background. which is, again, like I said, we've heard this before, but I'm a sucker for those moments, which is why I would say I'm enjoying the song. I'm just not blown away. It's like a I'm trying to give you paint a picture. I'm not trying to necessarily criticize the band. Just trying to paint you a picture of where my head is.
Hold on to heaven. Hold on to heaven. I feel the end has just begun. As darkness passes in my heart, I know I can't go on. Chasing shadows in the night.
That's cool that they're kicking in a little bit of a violin to give it a different sound. That's cool.
I'm searching for a remedy between the devil and the deep blue sea. Say the words and you will set me free. If all the skies fall down on me, down on me.
Of course, it has to be a breakdown. I like the music video actually a lot. I really like whoever directed it. First of all, because we don't get a lot of good metal music videos. I think most of them are kind of boring. So it's nice to see some thought put into the music video. And I can also see this being a good introduction for somebody who's never got into, let's say you were into metal, but you've never got into death metal before, or melodic death metal. I think this would be a great starting point for somebody to get into and then experience kind of the breadth of what it has to offer. Because like something like, in my opinion, one of the peaks of death metal being Nile, that's not something you're gonna jump into right away. Even death, I don't think they're really easy to get into, as where I think Imminence is easier to get into and appreciate, and then with time and kind of experience, you kind of might branch out a little bit more. They're screeching? Okay.
Takes my hand and guide me through fulfilling a shadow of death. Hold on to heaven. Hold on to heaven.
I know that people are going to be mad that I paused it on a breakdown, but like, you know, if it was a really, to me, a particularly really good breakdown, I definitely would have rewinded it and paid more attention to it. But it's like, it's cool. I'm a little bit indifferent about it so far. Let's see what the second song is going to be like. I think it's going to switch over into the second song, as at least that's what it seems like. As of now, I'm a little bit indifferent. I kind of like it. I kind of don't care about it. Which I know it's a very lukewarm kind of a reaction. I know people always want to expect to either see you point out a bunch of criticisms that really go hard, or they want you kind of enjoy what they've enjoyed. So we'll see. Let's see how it goes. Well, we can kick into the second song. Okay, let's do this. Alleviate. I'm guessing this is an American band? You know what? It just seems a little bit funny to me. And I mean, this is me judging. I know this. This is me judging something about like a book by its cover. And that's why I'm pointing it out to you guys. I think it's funny to show how our brains work. But it's like this idea of I feel like they're playing up the emotion a little too much. Like the guy with I think he looks Native American, but with a Native American looking kind of a jacket that he had. He's just headbanging crazy. I mean, I didn't think the song was that intense that he needed to go that hard. or when the kid was doing the vocals, he was really playing up his face and putting so much emotion into it. It just seems borderline silly sometimes to me, just like I would find it silly with somebody like Venom. Oh my god, I thought Venom was like fucking cartoony. Where it's like, even I've heard Warbringer talk about this in an interview, where they purposely chose to play the music they wanted to play because some studios would tell them how many times they need to headbang in a live concert, how many times they have to do certain. They would literally giving them rules on what they need to do to stay within that label and for them to be funded. And it's kind of crazy how much control sometimes studios have. I'm not even going to blame the band for this, really. How much the studios have control of them, like, you need to be doing this because that's what's going to attract the younger crowd, and the money's in the younger crowd, kind of, you know, that mentality. And it seems to be a little played up a little too much in this particular song to my taste. Whereas if I take the visuals out, I think the music is not bad. I don't think it's maybe a little commercial for a melodic death metal band, but it doesn't make it bad. Not particular to me. I do like this piano part. I think it's nice. He also has a nice voice. That I have to give him. He has a nice, clean vocals.
Why everything goes up in flames? Remind me once tell me what you see. I see fire burning desperately. Don't let me down. Silence the sound.
That's what I like about modern metal, to say honestly the most, is that they're breaking the barriers of how you have to dress, how you have to sing, what's allowed, what's not allowed in heavy metal. And I was one of those people younger. I'm like, you can't sing in a death metal band, or you can't be singing the clean vocals. Doesn't mean I necessarily like it. I've pointed out in Ginger, like, I don't particularly like her very Gwen Stefani kind of clean vocals. But people like it. People enjoy it. Who am I to say what's right, what's wrong? And just like with his voice, I think kind of matches the music, even if it is on the poppier side, I would say. But he has a nice voice, so it's like I totally get why people enjoy this. It totally registers with me. Just doesn't necessarily click. But we haven't really heard Alleviate, so let's see how Alleviate goes.
I feel my heart.
That's what I mean. Like, they're headbanging like they're playing like the fastest possible music. Again, it's just, I'm trying so hard not to be judgy, and I could stay quiet about it and pretend like it's not there. But I'd rather say it out loud, and you guys can make fun of me or do, you know, say whatever you like to say, agree, disagree. But to me, it just seems a little bit silly. I tend to like more like self-aware bands, like Judas Priest. I think Judas Priest knows they're a little bit silly when they're hopping around, jumping around with fucking leather studs and his gimp-like outfit they used to put on, where the whole metal look kind of came from. So it's like Iron Maiden. They're very self-aware, and it's part of the theatrics. Versus when a band sometimes takes themselves a little too seriously. This was another story. So like, I'll give you a little side story of when I went to see Absu live, and the vocalist is the drummer. And he would just refuse to change his vocals. Like, even during the breaks of the songs, he would keep his death metal vocals. It's like, dude, fucking relax. You can be a human being between the songs. You don't need to be super serious all the time. Nice soft song. I think it's nice.
to make the same mistake, put myself to shame, like everything is just a game. Alleviate the time. Me, won't you see? I see fire burning desperately. Don't let me.
For fans of this band, can you guys let me know how prominent is the violin in other album songs overall? Does it stay kind of more in the background? Because here it's kind of more not the main instrument, right? It's more to enhance the atmosphere mood. And I think that'd be actually nice to make it a prominent instrument because it would sound cool. It kind of give them a unique edge, in particular, if they would actually include it a little bit more. This also shows you don't need a lot to make a cool music video. It's like just a dark, what looks like some kind of castle with a little bit of water to give some nice lighting, and a couple of different band members just going a little crazy. And it's already more interesting than like a typical CGI music video you'll see from Iron Maiden nowadays, or like a lyric video. Yeah, I don't think this is for me, to be honest, guys. Like I said, it's not that particularly bad or anything like that. I wouldn't like. There's been bands where I just said like, "No, this sucks." I wouldn't say this about this particular band. It's just not my sound. Um, little, a little bit on a softer side. It's a little bit, at least judging by the songs I've heard, just these two songs, a little bit on the softer side. It's a little bit on the, in the terms of in the metal spectrum, a little bit on the slightly commercial melodic death metal side. I just know myself. I tend to gravitate towards more underground scenes and more extreme scenes myself. It just kind of, I know this is like a popular song people I want to see a reaction to now, and it's been requested by you guys, and that's kind of why I took it to heart. But unless you guys really tell me like some other songs are really different, I don't see myself doing it. Because I wouldn't say the lyrics are particularly. I mean, I get he's talking about something painful and getting over pain, but it's like they're not particularly deep lyrics. Nice message, but they're not particularly deep lyrics. Not a particularly skillful music playing. Like they're good musicians. Like I can't knock them for it, but there's not some kind of interesting songwriting for me to be able to latch on to. Both songs kind of were on the more mellow side, right? That's kind of maybe what the theme was here. All the things I can only judge from just what I've heard. But I'll see based on your reactions, kind of what kind of information you guys give me. We can have a little bit back and forth. And hopefully you enjoyed this reaction despite my maybe a flatter reaction than you might have expected. But I do have a lot more reactions on this channel. You guys can check it out. Subscribe for more for that. And make sure you enjoy the rest of your day. Keep it metal and take care of yourselves, guys.